Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Napoleon and today we're back with another Enlisted video, and today we're going to be talking about the T-34-100, which I was supposed to cover 2 days ago, but for some reason I was at a birthday party, so I could not. Unfortunately, it was one of my friend's birthday, and I decided not to do the video, and I also think I should reschedule all my videos, meaning that they should be coming out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so a massive rescheduling. Of course, that will make Sunday and Saturday off, but that said, let's get back to the video. We're talking about the T-34-100, the latest Soviet tank that Enlisted has given us via the event. But without further ado, this video has been made possible for the friends at Discord, meaning if you have links, like, subscribe, or join the Discord, I highly suggest that you do. That said, let's get started. In 1944, the Soviet T-34-85 was considered inferior to German tanks like Panther, opting efforts to equip it with more powerful gun, said factory number 192 first attempted to mount a stronger 85mm ZIS 85BM on the T-34, but it failed in trials. In October of 1944, the factory Bolshevik developed the V5 and V9K 85 guns, which failed to match the performance of the German Tiger's 2's 88mm gun. Subsequently, the focus shifted to the 100mm cannon. Said cannon was from plant number 9 and plant number 183 that found the T-34-85's ring couldn't accommodate for such a large gun. Attempts were made to adapt the IS-2 turret onto the T-34 at Sarinov factory number 92, then such fitting of a 100mm cannon from the T-34-85, but it was proved too heavy. This led to a hybrid between the T-34 and the T-44, featuring the 1,700mm turret ring with a modification to the suspension resulting in a T-34-100. Trials with the 100mm ZIS-100 and D-10T guns in early 1945 were relatively successful, although accuracy was an issue and the suspension was strained. By the end of 1944, a new 100mm LB-1 gun was developed with less recoil. Tested in April of 1945, the LB-1 was more accurate and less taxing on the suspension, boasting a higher rate of fire. Despite the successful trials, the T-34-100 never entered full production as World War II was ending, and newer tanks like the T-44, which, once again, unless you should add, offered better upgrade potential. The 100mm gun continued in the T-54 and became the most numerous tank designed globally, that being the T-54. That said, let's move on to stats. The T-34-100 is an experimental tank mounted this time with the LB-1 gun. Said tank has a crew of 4, a 100mm cannon with 30 rounds. You have a 7.62 machine gun, but you do not have a Dushka, which you do find on an IS-2, the 1944 variant. The maximum speed is 48 km per hour. The frontal hull armor is 45, side of 45, back of 45, and bottom of 20. The current armor is 54 on the front, 54 on the side, 54 on the back, and 15 on the top. Engine power is 500 horsepower at 1,800 RPM, and the weight is 33 tons. That said, let's move on to the verdict. Number 1, this thing is fast. It can go forwards and backwards pretty fast, as well compared to the IS-2 1944. In terms of the tank itself, it's almost similar to the T-34 with a better gun. Speaking of the gun is really good. It has a decent reload, and for once, this tank shell can take out anything. Said APHE shell on said tank can essentially blow open any tank if you know how to aim it, with that being shooting turret cheeks on the Panther, Tiger, and Tiger II Porsche. Anything that you face can be penned, so penetration and speed is not a problem. What is the problem is the armor. This thing is from the T-34, meaning you have the same problems as the T-34, which is you practically have no armor. The hull of the T-34 can be penetrated by any anti-tank weapon. This is not an exception to the T-34-100. The amount of times I've been killed by tanks, anti-tank weapons, is more than you can expect on a T-34, because the T-34-100 has a bigger gun, which means it's a bigger target, similarly how the Germans targeted longer-barreled Shermans during the late war period. But that said, I'm getting ahead of myself. Overall, this thing acts more like a glass cannon. It has a good gun, it has good speed, but the armor is really lacking. I personally suggest that you use it because it's a really good event vehicle, and like most T-34s, it can stand its ground up against almost everything. Of course, you do have to play the game of glass cannon, but if you do find the IS-2 1944's cannon to be, or should I say, take a long time to reload, then I highly suggest that you use the T-34-100. This thing is essentially an IS-2 without the 122mm cannon, but mounted with a 100mm cannon that can do exactly the same damage to tires, pampers, and whatnot. The only issue is that you practically have no armor and you do lack a dushka. So that's that. Overall, I think it's a very good addition to Enlisted. I personally suggest Enlisted give us the T-44. So, that's my personal opinion. But that's it, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the Discord, and I'll see you in the next one.